I don't know whether it was a fast start. I don't feel like, I mean, it was, I think we just slowly pulled away a little bit in the first half. I don't think it was like, boom, all of a sudden we're up 10 or 15, so I'm not sure it was a fast start. I think early in the game, our guys really helped each other defensively, which enabled us to slowly pull away.
And shooting 52%, just making open looks, is that simple as that? Or?
Yes, but they shared the game. You know, they have, you know, they work on defense, and they're playing this funky matchup in which, you know, slowed us down a little bit in the first half. The second half, you know, we knew exactly what to do against it. But we shot the ball well. We were able to get good shots. Our guys were able to hit the open man, and the guy was put the ball in the basket.
Did you expect them to play that zone?
I did. Just because the last game, their previous game, they did that a little bit, and so you know, obviously they're a little undermanned right now, and so from looking at the previous game, I absolutely expected that. I didn't expect us to struggle as much as we did, but I did expect that. Yes.
John, speaking of undermanned, Marcus not in the game today. What was the reason for that?
You know, the other day in practice, he banged knees, and I think that's all there is. I'm not positive, but after warm-ups today, he came in and said he couldn't go. So that's been happening a lot lately. But so that's, I don't think it's anything serious, but he just said he couldn't go.
Now, you just talked about, I know, talk about what Devontae's means, that you have somebody who can just break out like that in the second half. He had a couple of big runs all by himself.
But he's been doing that for 4 years. You know, I think just as important, and I'm not sure tonight, you know, but he also has been throwing a lot of passes. You know, last game, he had 8 assists. You know, today he threw some passes, the ball didn't go in when it was delivered. But I just think that he understands where everyone is. He understands where he is, and he can score. I mean, at the end of the day, one thing this kid can do is put the ball in the basket. He's a scorer. Always has been. Always will be.
My teammates did a great job today of, you know, finding me when I was open. Like you said, usually, you know, I'm distributive more, but today it was just, you know, being in the right spot at the right time. And my teammates.
From up for John, you know, you mentioned they're undermanned, and then without Sima, is there just a feeling like you can attack the middle because they can't really protect the rim the way they do?
Number 14 protects the rim pretty good. And so, no, that is not the feeling at all. That is not the feeling at all. I mean, I think they do a very good job of protecting the rim. You know, and just, I mean, and that's something that you say, hey, and big fella Simmons out. He's one. He might be leading the country in shot blocks, one of the best in the country. So it's easy to say, let's attack the rim, but they got other players aren't going to let you just walk to the rim. And other players, so it's no. I don't think that they have a void in the whole world.
Second row.
Coach, it's sort of a variation on that. You know, they got out to a 7-3 start, but they've lost 8 in a row. How much of this is, and you've been at the start of different programs to know, you know, coming up against, as the season goes on, there's more and more tape on teams, and whatever they can throw funky at you, you know, you're able to prepare for it, and then it's just a limitation of manpower.
Well, it's year one for Chris, and you know, within that year, they've had some bad breaks. Now it's still, we aren't at the halfway point of conference play, I don't think, and so it's still a lot of year ahead of them. It's a lot of year ahead of them, so it's I don't think it's time to start, you know, making grandiose a diagnosis or evaluation of what's going on. He's had some bad breaks. They have good players. They play hard for 40 minutes. That's one thing I told our guys. They play together. They play for each other. And they play hard for 40 minutes. And so it's year one. It's year one.
Second one.
For both players, Devontae, first, when you step on the floor, you're playing underneath these bright lights, you're playing inside this building. Describe what that is like.
It's always great playing here. You know, everybody who's played here can not only explain, you know, the passion and the feeling that you get once you play under those lights, but I mean, it's always great, and you know, hopefully it's not gonna be the last time. So I'm gonna just enjoy it every time.
You know, it's Madison Square Garden, and you know they're the brightest lights, you know, in the world. And like Devontae said, I think every time we come here, we're all, you know, mentally ready, and you know, we just like leaving here with victories, and that's what we did.
Last question, back row.
Coach,
Or it doesn't have to be the last question.
your full court pressing and the trapping early in the game, was that designed to kind of like throw them off and trying to get into the offensive? That seems to be, that looked like it was like a set the tone for the game. It was kind of difficulties trying to get into their offensive rhythm.
That was the plan. You know, then they got a couple of easy shots, and I pulled out of it. You know, but we were able to maintain for the most part a comfortable lead. But yeah, we wanted to not let them settle into a rhythm, and whether it was the full court man-to-man press or zone press, it slowed them getting into their sets.
Second.
So this is just for all of you. St. John's, they gave a little push there at the end. You're going in, you had such a lead. What's the discipline for you, Coach, that you give to your players to not let that possibly slip away, which they snuck out, you know, a few extra points there at the end?
I think we just had to settle down. I put this guy back in the game.
Yeah.
Which helps a lot. You know, but you cannot relax in this conference. It's a 40-minute game. Mm-hmm. It's not a 35-minute game. It's a 40-minute game. And every single team, top to bottom, whoever's at the top, whoever's at the bottom, if you aren't, and I don't want to use the phrase take your foot off the gas, but if you aren't dotting your I's and crossing your T's and playing hard and communicating and sharing the game, then the other team will make a run. Not just can, will. And that's what happened a little bit. And also we had some guys in there that hadn't played too many minutes, and hadn't been together too much, and that was a part of it. But you know, St. John's did what every team in this league will do, has done, always has done, is you're going to play 40 minutes. You're going to play hard for 40 minutes, and then you see what the outcome is once the final horn blows.